Narcissists are cowards. Welcome to the Narc Op. Let me just start with this. Narcissists are yellow-bellied cowards. Not metaphorically, not kinda sorta. I'm talking deep in their DNA, scared of the dark energy. That loud fake bravado, that's just cosplay for confidence. It's not a person, it's a puppet show directed by childhood trauma and narrated by delusion. Psychologist Dr. Heinz Kohut said narcissists create a false self to mask feelings of shame and worthlessness. Basically, they build a character to play because their real self is crying in the basement, covered in fear and Cheeto dust. And don't take my word for it. fMRI brain scans show narcissists have hyperactive amygdalas. That's the part of the brain that lights up when you're scared. Like fight or flight, someone chased you with a chainsaw scared. So yeah, when you criticize a narcissist, they don't hear, let's grow from this. They hear, this is the end, run for your life. And I'm talking to you down there at the bottom of the screen. You're not crazy for noticing the pattern. You just dealt with a coward who thinks fear is a strategy. A narcissist's ego is like a wet paper straw in a hot smoothie. One sip and it folds. When conflict pops up, they don't step up. They shut down, lash out, ghost, block, smear, or all of the above. And that's not toughness. That's emotional flatulence. Studies from the Journal of Personality Disorders show narcissists rank high in rejection sensitivity and low in emotional regulation. Translation: they panic when things don't go their way and throw a toddler tantrum in adult form. They'll rage text you with 7 typos per sentence, but freeze up in a face-to-face convo. They're not fighting for truth. They're reacting to the fear of being exposed as regular-ass people. And you, yes you down there, watching this video, you probably gave them grace, you gave them truth, and they ran from it like it was a damn exorcism. Most narcissists didn't wake up one day and choose chaos. Nah, they were built in chaos, whether it was neglect, emotional abuse, or being put on a pedestal and told they were the second coming of Beyoncé. They never developed real emotional tools. Dr. Ramani said, narcissists are afraid of their own shame. That's why they avoid intimacy. Real love requires accountability, and that scares them more than a job interview without a resume. They're not mysterious. They're not special. They're scared. They pretend they don't need anyone, because depending on someone means risking rejection. And their whole ego is made of wet tissue paper and red flags. And let me say something to the person looking up from their phone right now. You, yes you, don't ever question your worth just because a narcissist couldn't meet you in the arena of truth. That ain't your fault. That's their unfinished business. Narcissists avoid responsibility like it owes them money and just saw them in public. Step 1, deny. Step 2, deflect. Step 3, cry victim. Step 4, rewrite history. Step 5, disappear and pop back up like, hey stranger. Avoidant personality traits and covert narcissism often overlap. Their brain says, don't get close, you might see the mess. If you've ever had a narcissist disappear when things got real, congrats. You witnessed a coward flee the scene of emotional maturity. You'll never get closure from someone who avoids their own reflection. They don't want resolution, they want a new audience. And let's talk about the most cowardly act of all. Instead of having a conversation like a normal human being, a narcissist will just vanish. No closure, no honesty, no accountability. They'll leave you in the dark and go screw the new supply, laughing behind your back while you sit there wondering what the hell just happened. Why? Because they want to come back, and not as a changed person, but as a coward again, hoping you've forgotten. They want you to forget they were laying up with someone else and came back to your bed like nothing happened. They want you to forget how you paid their bills, fed them, clothed them, and they still walked away like you were disposable. They want you to forget the laughter they shared with the new supply at your expense. They want you to forget that they used you mentally, emotionally, financially, and more than anything, they want you to forget that you are you. They want to erase your boundaries, your mind, your memory. They want to trap you in the same hamster wheel they live in. But you're the universal gift. You're the empath. You're the chosen one, and I'm looking at you right now at the bottom of this screen. You better not forget it. Narcissists love calling themselves leaders, bosses, kings, queens, divine beings, soulmates, twin flames, life coaches, basically anything but emotionally immature. But the science don't lie. Psychological Science Journal says narcissists consistently overestimate their competence and underperform under pressure. They don't want power to serve. They want praise without performance. The moment they have to manage conflict, communicate honestly, or make an adult decision, poof, the coward shows up in full costume. They ain't alpha, they allergic to accountability. And you, down there watching this, stop letting these fake-ass alpha males and faux spiritual queens gaslight you into thinking silence equals strength. Cowardice wears many costumes. Know the difference. Let's take a trip into the narcissist brain real quick. fMRI studies show hyperactive amygdala equals overactive fear and emotional response. Reduced gray matter in the prefrontal cortex equals weak impulse control and empathy. That means when you say, "You hurt me," their brain says, "We are under attack." They don't reflect, they react. They don't grow, they explode. They don't evolve, they dodge. You can't teach empathy to a brain that's wired to protect a mask, but you, with the phone right there, you don't need to teach them. You just need to save yourself. You showed up, you loved, you tried. You brought your real self to a fake table. You stayed when they twisted reality. You gave grace to someone who couldn't even spell it. That's real strength. Narcissists mock vulnerability because they're scared to feel it. They call healing drama because they don't know peace. And they call you weak because they don't have your courage. You weren't too sensitive. You weren't too much. You were too real for someone too scared to be seen. And to the person sitting down there scrolling, doubting, questioning, nah, baby, you're not broken. You're becoming. Stay on your path. Thank you for watching the Narc Op. If nobody told you today, you ain't broken. You were just targeted by someone who couldn't face their own reflection. Like, share, comment, and follow. And remember, narcissists don't move in silence. They hide in fear. Keep your peace and keep your foot on the truth. Peace.